Strong people get tired too. You will outgrow people, and that is okay. Realize that I was putting so much pressure on myself, be the perfect mom, the perfect wife, to show for this. Yeah, I can do it. Yeah, no problem. I got that. Oh, you need me to go do that? Don't worry, I got you. Oh, you need money? Oh, don't worry, I got you. Don't ask me for money because we just paid off our bills and there ain't none, okay? I believe I wasted a lot of years trying to fix men. My breaking point, like my aha moment, what does happiness mean to me? Of all the childhood trauma, I never thought I was deserving of being loved like that. Comparing yourself to a girl that's on Instagram or YouTube that her body's bomb.com and she's a fitness influencer or she's a weight loss coach, and then you look at yourself and you're comparing yourself to them. Why do I continue to allow people to treat me like this? I think it all comes down to I'm sitting in the parking lot at the gym, you guys, and I'm gonna go get my workout in. But first, I want to take just a couple of minutes to share with you guys things that were like and got me literally feeling what I've been wanting to feel for the last couple of years, just to not be sad and depressed. It's hard to admit that, especially if you've always been like the strong person. Strong people get tired too. There's a couple of things that I really had to think about in order for me to get myself out of what I was feeling. And the hard thing about it is that you may have loved ones around you, or maybe you're the one trying to pull one of your loved ones out of whatever they're going through, and you're like, I just don't know how to help them. I kind of felt like that. My oldest daughter, Muñeca, she would be like, Mom, your energy just feels really low. I'm like, Mija, I don't know. I just feel like I can't shake this. I want to share with you guys what has completely changed, why I feel so good. I feel so full of energy, and I haven't taken pre-workout or anything. I also feel really like, I don't know, excited every day. I remember before I would be like, oh, I'm dreading to go to work. Like, it was literally the ugliest feeling ever because I just wanted to be in isolation. I just wanted to stay home, go do what I had to do with the kids, drop them off at school, pick them up. There were so many days I didn't even want to cook, you guys, because that's how unmotivated I was. And I love the kitchen. Let me just share with you guys what were the questions that I asked myself that really got me thinking to be able to come back to elevate at the new high frequency vibration that I feel like I'm vibrating at. The first thing that I asked myself was this: do I like my daily routine? And if so, why? My daily routine consisted of a lot of chaos. A lot. I was stressed out before I was even up just because of the amount of pressure I was putting on myself. In the beginning of the year, we set all these goals. We put all these expectations on ourselves. We're like, oh my God, everyone's setting their goals and all this. I got to do that. And you don't want your goals to just be like little goals. You want your goals to be like, I'm doing some stuff,
Here's the thing, I really was not doing anything because I was writing out these schedules, but I was not getting into action.
I'm not going to do everything in one day. And I just started to be, and I just said, okay, what is one thing that I'm going to accomplish today? I think this also works really good with my brain because I've never been diagnosed, but yet people have told me, I think you have ADHD or both, because I'm hyper and I'm very distracted. And I tend to get to places late sometimes. We're working on that. So anyways, I realized that I was putting so much pressure on myself, be the perfect mom, the perfect wife, to show for this. Yeah, I can do it. Yeah, no problem. I got that. Oh, you need me to go do that? Don't worry, I got you. Oh, you need money? Oh, don't worry, I got you. Don't ask me for money because we just paid off our bills and there ain't none, okay? There is some. I rebuke that, Lord. There is money. Money flows easily to me. You got to be careful with what you speak and what you put out in the universe because your tongue has power. I realized that my daily routine was just, I wanted to listen to person, take a walk. By the time I was done with my morning routine, I was done. I was like, I'm drained. That's it. I give up. I need to get in bed. I don't give up because I don't know, ever give up. Never give up. But there's certain things you got to give up on. Like my last relationship, we needed to do that. But anyways, so I realized I was putting so much stuff on my plate that I was just super overwhelmed. And by the time I got done with morning routine, I had no energy for anything else. Like things that were really on my vision board. Recording videos, having a uploading schedule. This goal may not be the same goal as yours, but that's okay. But think about like the goal that you say you have. What is distracting you from being able to achieve that? For me, it was this place right here, the gym. Here's the problem. Going to the gym and working out is not a bad thing, but I started to use that as my form of like, I'm doing things, but yet I wasn't doing the full circle thing to get the result that I was looking for. And that part was the nutrition part. I was doing so much of working out, but I was doing way too much of this, the unhealthy way. I wasn't paying attention to what was causing inflammation in my stomach, like this. Insert a photo here of your tummy. I was coming to the gym, but I still wasn't getting the results that I was looking for. Like I would step on the scale and then the scale wouldn't even move, or it would be up. And I'm like, okay, how is this happening? Like, I'm in the gym, I'm working out, I'm doing my cardio. No, girl. It was this right here. I started to realize things that were not making me feel good. How did I feel after I ate that? How did I feel after I drank that? I was drinking way too much iced coffees. You can drink like protein iced coffee, but I'm talking about like the chai iced lattes with a lot of sugar in it, or the brown shaken espressos with a lot of sugar in it. So I was getting these workouts in, and then I would go get iced coffee like at the Nook or local coffee shops and stuff like that. And I still was feeling super bloated and I didn't feel good. I needed to change my morning routine. That consisted of me making sure that I said things the night before. They're all dressed and I just did some skincare. I'm gonna go downstairs to make my tecito. The roosters are still at it, the chickens. I don't know if you can hear them, but I came in intentionally to the gym to get one specific workout in, not walk into the gym and not know what I was gonna do, and then be like, oh, today I'm gonna do this, oh, today I'm gonna do that, because I had no plan. I also had to ask myself, like, what do I see in others that I want to see in myself? People that really have inspired me to like either film video. I've always liked photography. I've always loved cameras. I grew up around it because my aunt Liz was a photographer. She would always be the one with the camera. And then my abuela Cuca, que paz descansa, she was always recording videos. So since I was a little girl, like literally my abuela was a YouTuber, but she didn't know it. Remember when they had like the recorders like this and your grandma would come on, they'd film, and then you have those big old discs? I always thought it was so amazing how like you could capture these moments. One of my favorite YouTubers, she is so consistent, at least based on what I see, okay? It's like she has a plan. And because I watch her podcast and they talk a little bit more about like what they actually do, they literally run it like a business. I work a full-time corporate America job, plus I'm a mommy of 6. I was not giving myself enough grace, and I was comparing myself to people that, number one, they don't have kids. I mean, they have dogs. That's pretty much the same, right? You have to still take care of them. I'm grateful for what God has given me, and I believe that God gives us our own unique abilities and thoughts, and I'm just grateful for that. But I was comparing myself to people that literally that's what they do for a living. So if you're comparing yourself to a girl that's on Instagram or YouTube that her body's bomb.com and she's a fitness influencer or she's a weight loss coach and all that, and you're like, oh my God, and then you look at yourself and you're comparing yourself to them, I want to let you know that they do that for a living. Some of us are out here raising kids. Some of us are out here raising, and helping our parents, or, raising other kids' kids. You get what I'm saying? So you have to be very conscious of who you're actually comparing yourself to, because that may also be a reason why you feel down about yourself, because how are you possibly going to compare yourself to somebody else that doesn't even have the same DNA as you? You're not comparable. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you can get inspired, but I was literally comparing myself to people I shouldn't have been comparing myself to. The other question I asked myself was this: if I can have any job in the world, what would that be and what would I do? Because I want to inspire somebody that was like me from before, like the one that came from a very dysfunctional family, the one that was always a dreamer, just didn't know how to get out. If I can do anything, it would be to inspire other people, empower other people. Things like vlogging and, recording, creating content, scrapbooking, stickers, like everything that has to do with being creative. I get that from my abuela. I totally do. Because there's just so much I want to do. I don't know if it's just because I'm a very creative person or because my mind is like this. I'm always thinking I can do it all. But the truth of the truth is I can't do it all. I mean, I can do it all, but I can't do it all at the same time. The next question I had to ask myself was, what does happiness mean to me? I think that when we're growing up, there's a lot of times while let me rephrase that. When I was growing up, ooh, girl, don't cry. I really didn't know what happiness was, because maybe I did, maybe I didn't. There was just so much that we went through that kids should never see, kids should never go through. Like, I sit here as like a warrior, not a victim, because I'm grateful that God is allowing me to be the vessel to speak for other people and to help other people and bring awareness to other people. I always wanted to be like somebody else, and I wonder why. Like, I remember my friend Chesre growing up. I always looked at her like, oh my God, she has like the perfect parents. Her parents always show up. You see how since a very young age, I started to do the whole entire thing with comparing myself to others. Growing up, happiness was like being with my friends. Happiness for me also was the days that my mom wasn't having like a hard day, especially because we came from a lot of like childhood trauma. And I don't know, like I really don't remember myself laughing a lot. I was always just like, I just have to work hard. I just have to work hard, and I have to help my mom. And I don't really think I've ever had an opportunity to just be happy. And that's what I want. I never thought I was going to cry. But in finding self-love, in finding how to be confident in your own skin, and finding out like what's stopping you from becoming that better version of yourself, and finding yourself of like, why do I continue to allow people to treat me like this? I think it all comes down to your childhood. Like, what are the things that we still need to heal? What are the things that we're still holding on to that are still like, sorry about that, because the ambulance is going by. I mean, why am I saying sorry, girl? Don't be sorry. Shoot, that's my problem. I need to stop being sorry about things. Truly finding happiness is truly finding and filling in the things that you needed when you were little. Things that have brought happiness and joy to my life now has been capturing moments, has been journaling, has been, buying little things that just bring me joy, to be able to create these images that are going to be memories forever. That later on my kids will be like, oh my God, remember when my mom used to do this? Like the letters I have from my mom. I mean, honestly, the letters I have from my mom is from when she abandoned us, and she would write us these letters, and there was never even an address to write back to her because she didn't want us to know where she was at. The gratitude journals that my kids are going to be able to read one day, saying like, my mom was always so grateful about a lot of things in life, and leaving those things, those memories, capturing moments of barbecuing at the house and the kids all just loving it, having all of my kids together, all of us underneath one roof, because I do have young adults. Honestly, just finding the things that really do bring me joy and happiness, knowing the fact that yes, working is very important, but your kids are gonna grow up, they're eventually gonna leave, and what are the memories that they're gonna really remember of you? Like, are they gonna be sitting here later on saying like, I wish my mom would have done this for me? Or are they gonna be like, damn, my mom struggled, she went through some hard times, she was a single mom, but my mom always figured it out. I want my kids to just have a better life and future than I had before, because now I do have the opportunity to create any future I want for myself, because nobody has that power over me anymore. Like, I'm not a little girl. You can't make me sit there and eat my food anymore. Like, I can get up and say I don't want no more anymore and not get hit for it. What positive things can I say about myself? This right here, I did struggle with myself sometime last year, because I'm like, I don't even know what I'm good at. One thing that I can honestly tell you is that I love the fact that I'm a very forgiving person, although it could sometimes like kick me in the butt, but I'm just so grateful that God gave me that ability to be able to forgive people, because when you forgive people and you realize that you're forgiving them to literally free yourself, you will realize that you will stop carrying so much weight. So I really do love that about myself. I mean, there's other things I'm realizing that I love about myself too, but I really love the fact that God gave me a forgiving heart. The other thing I asked myself, what are three things that make me proud of myself? So number one is that I have never, ever, ever abandoned my children, ever. The second thing that makes me very proud, and for some of you guys are like, what are you talking about being abandoned? Well, I was a teen mom growing up. By the time I was 18, I had already lived in over 17 homes. When you are abandoned by your mother and your mother was abandoned by her mother, there's something that's called a cycle. And I have completely broken that generational cycle in my family. I am very proud of that because I was a teen mom, and giving up my kids or walking out on them has never even been an option. I mean, that's something that I would never, it's not in me. It's never even crossed my mind. But if you're wondering why, you may think that's something that I'm very proud of, because a lot of times we will tend to repeat what has happened to us. And that's one thing that I'm like, nope. I don't care if I'm living in a 1-bedroom, but I am going to figure it out for my kids. And I always have. And I'm very proud of that I've never given up. Number two, that I bought my home. Moving around and living in so many different homes. I remember that I was 13 years old and I was sitting at the end of my bed. My mom got home from work and she's like, you guys pack your bags because we're moving again. I was so mad because it was like, here we go again. Like, I can pack like this. My brother and my sister too, we can pack a whole house like this. And I remember I sat at the bed and I'm like, I was like this with my little thin hands. I was like, I'm never gonna do this to my kids. And when I'm older, I'm gonna buy my house by the time I'm 25 years old. And I thought that was so old back then. And girl, you're barely living if you're that old. I mean, if you're that young. But I remember saying, one day I'm gonna own my own home and I'm never gonna do this to my kids. And of course, obviously I didn't know what my mom was going through. My mom was doing her best. I am very proud that not only did I buy my house at a young age, and I bought it before I was 25, by the grace of God, of course, I give all glory to God, but also because of the fact that I was willing to be teachable. When the teacher arrived and the student is ready to learn, I was willing to learn and listen and be like, okay, God, I trust in you. I'm so scared to make a mortgage payment, but I trust in you. And I was a single mom, by the way. Just to let you guys know, it hasn't been easy being a homeowner. My house did fall into foreclosure after I went through a really bad separation with my ex and pretty much left me with nothing. Mac took out, we're not gonna go there, but praise God that I was able to pull my house out of foreclosure, and today we're on our journey of being debt free. The next thing I am super proud of is that I don't know how to give up. I have always been a go-getter. I've always been a dreamer. I've always been a visionary. I've always wanted more in life, and I'm very happy that I have that I just don't settle. And the last one is, what advice would you give someone else about what matters most in life? This is a hard question because I think at different seasons of your life it will change. If I can tell my younger self, the girl who was scared, the girl that was scared to be by herself, the girl that was in a very unhealthy, abusive relationship, the girl that was a teen mom at 17, that went through things that women should never go through, especially when that's the mother of your child, I would let you know that as much as you think that that person loves you, actions definitely speak louder than words. And you are deserving of being loved. You're deserving of being treated properly. You're deserving of being respected daily. Having someone love you so much that you don't have to worry about what they're doing when you're not next to them. I believe I wasted a lot of years trying to fix men and trying to repair their credit, trying, to build them and create them to be the man that I always wish I had. And when I stopped doing that and I started to focus on working on myself, reading books to uplift myself, The 4 Agreements, You Can Heal Your Life by Louisa Hayes, The Power of Now, Girl Wash Your Face, that book really did something. Like, I'm capable, yes, I can do this. I started to work on myself, and when I realized that by working on myself, I naturally raised my standards, and I realized that I was vibrating in relationships that were not at the same level as me, because I was always willing to work on myself and better myself, but I was with people that were not in that same frequency. You will outgrow people, and that is okay. I think it's very healthy to outgrow people because we're not meant to be the same forever. Thank God I'm not the same Raquel I was in high school. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what I would say. Like, you're deserving of being loved. Always ask God for guidance because He's there. Whoever you believe in, your higher power. I believe in God, and the last words that my mom told me is, you deserve a man to have you on a pedestal. You deserve someone to love you, and ask God for guidance. Times were hard for me. I would go back to the last words that my mom told me, and I'm like, okay, God, I'm asking you right now for guidance, and I deserve for a man to treat me good. And because of all the childhood trauma, I never thought I was deserving of being loved like that. And today, it's so crazy how what's meant for you will show up, and what's not meant for you will also show up and let you know, like, yeah, girl, no. Those yeah, girl, no, you gotta listen to them. Because if we only followed what we felt, I think we wouldn't get hurt as much as some of us do. So with that said, you guys, thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope this video brought a little bit of value into your life, and you guys know, do all that YouTube stuff, drop a comment, and if you stood to the end, add this little cute emoji right here. Guys, I will see you guys on the next one. Have a beautiful, powerful day. And if nobody told you today, you are powerful, you are strong, you are abundant, you are deserving of having it all, you are loved. And thank you guys so very much for watching. Don't forget to drop a comment and subscribe. That's it. I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye, you guys. I love you, mija.